Hello mga kamatiks! Good day everyone! So naririto tayo muli sa aking YouTube channel para i-welcome kayo para sa mas makabuluhang pagkatuto ng mathematics sa kabila ng pandemya ang ating dinaranas. I am very thankful sa mga nagwa-watch na aking video naway maibigay ko yung real purpose ng pagkakaroon ng video nito, yung pagkakaroon ng panibagong modalities of learning para sa ating mga learners. Bago natin ipagpatuloy ang ating video ngayong araw na to, I am inviting everyone to please subscribe and click also the bell button para ma-notify kayo sa mga upcoming videos ko. So, what's up? Let's get it on and have some fun in exploring mathematics with Sir Reynaldo. Okay, so this time we will be discussing the grade 10 mathematics on the lessons measures of positions for ungrouped data, particularly on the quartile, decile, percentile of ungrouped data, lessons for the quarter 4. Okay, we have our objectives for today to illustrate the following measures of position, the quartile, the decile, and the percentile. To calculate specified measures of position and interpret the measures of position. Here we go. Let us think about this. You are the fourth tallest student in a group of 10. So, halimbawa, kayo yan, yung grupo nyo. If you are the fourth tallest student, therefore, 6 students are shorter than you are. Dahil pang-apat ka, yung 6 ay mas maliit na sa'yo. It also means that 60% of the students are shorter than you. If you are the 8th tallest student in a group of 10, how many percent of the students are shorter than you? Okay, let's have any guess. Okay, if you are the 8th tallest student, there are 20% of the students that are shorter than you. Okay, let's start with the quartiles. The quartiles are the score points which divide a distribution into 4 equal parts. 25% of the distribution are below the first quartile, 50% below the second quartile, and 75% are below the third quartile. Q1 is called the lower quartile and Q3 is called the upper quartile. So Q1 is less than Q2, less than Q3, where Q2 is the median, and the difference between Q3 and Q1 is the interquartile range. Let's illustrate. Since the second quartile is equal to the median, the steps in finding the median are the same as the steps in finding the Q1 and the Q3. So pag sinabi nating median, siya yung nasa gitna. Okay, so let's go further. Suppose ito yung number of elements. Then, half of this or the center of this is what we call the Q2 or simply the median kasi siya yung nasa gitna. And another half of the lower quartile or another half of the median will be, the lower quartile will be Q1. Then we have Q3, the upper quartile. So mapapansin ninyo, i-divide natin yan ngayon, yung isang buong element ng 4 equal score points. Okay, so let's interpret as given in our objective a while back. 25% of the data has a value less than or equal to Q1. So kung mapapansin natin, yung Q1 natin, yung nasa left, we have 25%. Then, 50% of the data has a value less than or equal to the median or the Q2. Then 75% of the data has a value less than or equal to Q3. Yun na yung pangatlong quartile na. Oh, let's try this. A group of students obtained the following scores in their statistics quiz. Okay, let's have this. 8, 2, 5, 4, 8, 5, 7, 1, 3, 6, and 9. So what are we going to do? So the solution will be First, arrange the scores in ascending order. Pag sinabi natin ascending, mula sa maliit, pataas. Okay, if you are to arrange them, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, and 9. Then, the number 5, the one being boxed, is simply our Q2 or our middle quartile. Okay, following it up will be the number 3, our Q1, our lower quartile. Bakit? Bakit doon napunta yung Q1? Kasi kung mapapansin nyo, mula sa 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hahatiin uli natin yung 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, ang nasa gitna niya ay number 3. That's why that is our quartile 1. How about 6, 7, 8, 8, 9? If we're going to divide and get the middle one, we have number 8. That is our quartile 3 or the third or upper quartile. The second quartile is number 5. Okay, that's given obviously. The first quartile is number 3. And finally, our third quartile is equal to number 8. Okay, let's continue. This course of 10 students in a mathematics sheet work are the following. So we have 7, 4, 8, 9, 3, 6, 7, 4, 5, 8. Okay, let's have the solution. Again, we are going to arrange them in ascending order. 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9. Okay. Since the number of elements are in the even number mode, so we cannot choose between 6 or 7, right? So what we are going to do is consider the 6 and the 7 to be the middle points. Thus, 6 plus 7 divided by 2 is equal to 6.5. So, ang ating Q2 or ang ating median ay 6.5. Pinagsama natin yung dalawa, then i-divide natin. And that is 6.5. Okay, next. Likewise, 3, 4, 4, 5 is also numbers of even distribution. So we have 4 and 4 divided by 2 is still equal to 4. That is our lower quartile. And so with the 8 and 8, our upper quartile. Okay, let's interpret. The second quartile is 6.5, obviously. The first quartile is 4. Kasi 4 plus 4 divided by 2 is equal to 4. Likewise, 8 plus 8 divided by 2 is equal to 8. Okay, how about if we use the Mendenhall and Sensich method? Lower quartile denoted by L is equal to 1/4 multiplied by the quantity n plus 1. And once the position is taken, round it to the nearest integer. If L falls halfway between two integers, round up. Ibig sabihin, yung position niya ngayon, ira-round up natin. So the Lth element is the lower quartile value. Ang ibig sabihin ng round up, 2.1, ira-round up natin, magiging 3. Pag 2.4 yan, magiging 3. Pag 2.7, magiging 3. Basta pag sinabing round up, yung next integer ang gagamitin natin. Okay, how about for the upper quartile? Denoted by U, so the position of Q3 is equivalent to 3/4 times the quantity n plus 1. Bakit 3/4? Kasi pang quartile 3. Pag sinabi natin quartile divided into 4, so yung quartile 3, 3 out of 4. Yung quartile 1 naman, 1 out of 4. Paano naman pag 2? So that is 2 out of 4. Okay, what about upper quartile? Round it to the nearest integer. If U falls halfway between two integers, round down. So kung kanina yung Q1 natin ay round up, ang Q3 naman ay round down. So kahit 6.8 pa yan, magiging 6 na lang siya. Kahit 7.9 pa yan, magiging 7 lang siya kasi round down. So always remember that. Pag quartile 1, round up. Pag quartile 3, round down. So pag quartile 2, just get the median. So yun lang yun. Given the data set 1, 3, 7, 7, 16, 21, 27, 30, and 31, let us determine the lower and the upper quartiles. Okay, so to find the Q1, locate its position using the formula 1/4 times the quantity n plus 1 and round to the nearest integer. Okay, here's the solution. So we will use the formula 1/4 times the quantity n plus 1. Then we'll come up with 1/4 times 9 plus 1. Saan galing yung 9? That is the number of data in a set. So 1/4 times 9 plus 1, which is equal to 10, will now be equal to 10/4, and that is 2.5. So, quartile 1, ano ang rule natin pag quartile 1? We have to round up. So, ibig sabihin yung 2.5 ay magiging 3. Okay. So the computed value 2.5 becomes 3 after rounding up. Kasi nga, yun yung rule. So the lower quartile value or the Q1 is the third element. Kasi 3 nga yung nakuha natin. So therefore, Q1 is equivalent to 7. Kasi bibilangin natin, 1, 2, 3. 1, 3, 7, 7, 16, 21. Pang ilan, nasaan dyan yung pang third na number? And that is equal to 7. Okay, next. Similarly, position of Q3 is na equivalent to 3 over 4 multiplied by the quantity n plus 1. By substitution again, we have 3 over 4 multiplied by n plus 1, which is 9 plus 1, and that is equal to 10. 10 times 3 over 4 is equivalent to 7.5. So dito tayo ngayon. Since our rule states that if we have the position value, half of the two integers, we will always round down. So yung 7.5 ay magiging 7. So the computed value 7.5 becomes 7 after rounding down. The upper quartile value of Q3 is the 7th data element. So bibilangin natin mula sa given, anong number yung pang 7 na data element? And that is equivalent to 27. And consequently, the middle quartile value Q2 is the 5th data element. So, Q2 is now equal to 16. Yun yung given natin kanina. Okay, next. Still using the Mendenhall and Sensich method, let's have some more example. Still using the Mendenhall and the Sensich method, we'll continue it with the next example. Find the first quartile, Q1, second quartile, and the third quartile, given the scores of 10 students in their mathematics activity using the Mendenhall and Sensich method. And here are the data. 4, 9, 7, 14, 10, 8, 12, 15, 6, and 11. So again, so the solution will be, we have to arrange them in ascending order. So we have 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, and 15. So there are how many elements? We have 10. Okay, so the position of Q1 will be 1/4 times the quantity n plus 1. Ilan ang n natin? That is equal to 10. So 10 plus 1 is equal to 11. 11 times 1/4 is equivalent to 2.75. Again, sabi natin, pag Q1, we have to round up. So yung 2.75 natin will be rounded up to 3. So yung 3 natin is the third element. 3 means the third element. So therefore, the lower quartile value or the Q1 is the third data element. And that is equivalent to 7. Kasi nga, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So yung pangatlo doon, that is number 7. Similarly, so the position of Q3 is na equivalent to 3/4 times the quantity n plus 1. By substitution, we have 10 plus 1. And finally, we will come up with 8.25. Again, what's the rule? We have to round down. So, round down to 8. So, the upper quartile value Q3 is the 8th data element. So, we have Q3 is equal to, based on our given set of data. And consequently, the middle quartile value Q2 is the data between the 5th and the 6th elements. So, we have Q2 is now equal to 9 plus 10 all over 2, and that is equivalent to 9.5. Okay, I hope you can follow. So, later, mag-comment na lang kayo sa comment box ng video na to para masagot natin kung meron man kayong mga katanungan. Okay, how about deciles and percentiles for ungrouped data? The deciles are the 9 score points which divide the distribution into 10 equal parts. So kung kanina yung quartile natin ay 4 equal parts, decile is 10 equal parts, denoted as D1, D2, D3 until D9. So they are computed in the same way the quartiles are calculated. Okay, let's have this example. Ito yung buong element niya, yung data. So, kung kanina sa quartile ay dinivide ng 4, this time naman dinivide natin ng 10. And we have the D1 until D9. Okay, so just like the quartile and the decile, percentiles are the 99 score points which divide the distribution into 100 equal parts. So, quartile is 4, decile is 10, percentile is 100. Okay, so here we go. Kung halimbawa, ito yung isang buong element, we will divide it into 10 kasi kung yung 100 natin yung masyado maliliit. And each distribution is divided into 99. So, 9 equal parts. Multiple of 10 kasi masyadong maliliit na mangyayari doon sa ating figure. So, P10 until P90 or 90th percentile. So, kung mapapansin natin kanina, pareho sila ng decile, kaya yung 10th percentile natin ay equal sa D1. P20 is equal to D2. So, kasi pareho sila ng illustration doon sa buong set of elements. So, the percentiles determine the value of 1%, 2%, until 99% of the data. P30 or 30th percentile of the data means 30% of the data have values less than or equal to percentile 30. Okay, so yan yun, yung percentile. Let's have an example. Find the 4th decile and the 40th percentile of the following test scores of a random sample of 10 students. So, we have 35, 42, 40, 28 until those given. So, here is the solution. Arrange them in ascending order. So, 15, 18, 20, 23, 28, 28, 33, 35, 40, and 42. Okay, so how to locate the position of D4? So again, 4 over 10. Bakit 10? Kasi decile na tayo. Multiplied by the quantity n plus 1. So 4 over 10 multiplied by 10 plus 1. Bakit 10? Kasi yun yung bilang ng data. And that is equivalent to 4 over 10 times 11, which is 4.4. Okay, so this time, ang gagawin natin ay round off to 4. Pag sinabi nating round off, it is subject to the rule in rounding off numbers. So, kung 4.4 siya, magiging 4 na lang siya. Kasi yun yung rule ng round off natin. So, the 4th decile value D4 is the 4th data element, and that's equivalent to D4 is equal to 23. Okay, how about this one? Similarly, the position of P40 or the 40th percentile is equivalent to 40 over 100. Bakit 100? Kasi percentile na tayo ngayon. Multiplied by the quantity n plus 1. By substitution, we have 10 plus 1 and 10 plus 1 is equal to 11 and finally we have 4.4 also. And that is subject for the rule in rounding off. So, ni-round off natin yung 4.4, magiging 4 na siya. Kung 4.5 siya at ni-round off natin, magiging 5 na siya. Pero dahil 4.4 siya, subject to the ruling of the rounding off of numbers, so we have 4.4 equals 4. Therefore, the 30th percentile value or the P40 is the 4th data element. So, we have P40 is equal to 12. Since it is clearly shown that D4 is equal to the P40, therefore, we can assume that D1 is equal to P10, D2 is equal to P20, until D9 is equal to P90. Okay, let's have another. Given the data 24, 36, 21, 27, 26, 31, 29, 22, 25, 19, 24, 34, and 38. So, ilang elements meron tayo? We have 13. Determine the 7th decile and the 80th percentile. Okay, let's have it. Solution. Again, we have to arrange them according to ascending order. Okay, so yan na, arrange natin. Applying na the formula for the position of D1, we'll come up with 7 over 10. Bakit 10? Kasi decile. Multiplied by the quantity n plus 1. So we have 7 over 10, 13 plus 1 is equal to 14. Then we'll come up with 9.8. So this time, lumampas na siya sa 0.5 subject to the rule of rounding off numbers. So magiging 10 na siya. So that 10 refers to the 10th element. The 7th decile value or D7 is the 10th data element. So we have D1 is equal to 29. How about this? Okay, still using the same given, position of P80 is equivalent to 80 over 100 multiplied by the quantity n plus 1. So by substitution, again, 13 plus 1 is equal to 14. Simplifying further, we'll come up with 11.2. Again, So this time, dahil percentile tayo, subject to the rule of rounding off numbers. So if we have to round off, 11.2 becomes 11. So therefore, the 80th percentile value or P10 is the 11th data element. So we have, so P10 is equal to 31. Okay, so what is then the interrelationship of the quartiles, deciles, and percentiles of ungrouped data? Okay, let's have it. Since ito yung buo natin, yung buong element, hinati natin ng 4 equal parts to denote the quartile. Okay, so meron tayong quartile sa gitna, yung lower quartile, and the upper quartile. Likewise, we also have one complete element for the percentile and decile. Hinati natin na 10, we come up with the P1, P20 until P90. At mapapansin din natin na yung P10 is equal to D1, P20 is equal to D2 until P90 is equal to D9. And kung i-assess natin yung quartile, the middle quartile is simply the P50 or yung 50% ng ating element. And so, yung kalahati nun, which is the Q1, is the same as the percentile of 25. Similarly, we have the percentile of 75 for the Q3 and decile 5 for the middle term or the median is also be equal to D5. And Q1, which is equal to P25, will be the decile of 2.5 and finally the decile of 7.5 for the quartile. Okay, so always remember this. In determining the position of the values of the quartile, decile, and percentile of a given data, we take note of the following. So, ito yung magiging clue natin. For the first quartile, we always round up. No matter what the value will be, 2.1, 2.2, 2.9, 2.7, we will still round up. Magiging 3 na siya. And for the second quartile, simply the median, kung ano lang yung nasa gitna. And for the third quartile, always round down. Kahit 8.9 pa yan, magiging 8 na lang siya. Kahit 7.8 pa yan, magiging 7 siya. So we always round down. And for the decile and percentiles, the computed value for the positions must always be rounded off. So, eto na. Kung 2.6 siya, magiging 3. Kung ano na yung idinidikta ng rule na ibibigay ng rounding off of numbers. Okay. At para makasiguro ako ng learning natin, mga learners ng grade 10, I am giving you this spare time activity. Pwede nyo i-comment doon sa comment section ng YouTube video na to para at least makita ko kung talaga nasundan nyo yung lesson or not. So, I will be giving you 3 one quartile, one decile, and one percentile. Then comment, write your comment or send your comments on the comment section of this YouTube video para makita ko kung nakikinig ba talaga kayo sa aking lesson. So we have given the set of data 56, 58, 62, 59, 55 until there. Determine the following. Okay, the first quartile, the sixth decile, and the 40th percentile. So, good luck everyone for this simple activity. So, I think I have given you what is due today. Thank you for watching my YouTube channel and I hope I am giving the best para mas maintindihan nyo ng mas madali ang ating lesson sa mathematics. So, para sa aking upcoming video, we will have the quartiles, deciles, and percentiles of group data. Okay, so mga kamatics, bye-bye and God bless and stay safe everyone.